My name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. Once again, we enter into a propaganda war for our freedom, a war for the truth. You know, we're told daily that we need to fear this, fear that. We have enemies that want to come over here and steal our freedom and destroy our way of life, yet the people who are telling this are the only ones who are truly destroying a way of life that can never be regained without bloodshed in the future. This is the history of tyranny. This is the history of our nation. We're told day after day that we have to give up a little bit more and we have to be a little bit more understanding of the destruction of freedom, because if we don't, we will lose our freedom. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, yet we sit back and we take it. In the year 2008, we had 10 Viper teams in this country. These are part of the TSA, Transportation Safety Administration, that was supposed to protect us at the airports. 56,000 blue shirt, a private army that can be used to infringe upon your constitutional rights at will in the name of protecting you from terror. Yet this has turned into the terror. 10 Viper teams in 2008 going out to bus stations, train stations, conducting random searches, again, unconstitutionally, to keep you safe. Last year, that number has increased from 10 to nearly 40 Viper teams with a budget of $100 million. 2011, they were patrolling in Georgia, checking people's bags coming off of Amtrak trains. 2012, they were working with the city of Houston, checking people coming off buses, checking them for potential as a potential terror threat. How much terrorist activity was thwarted? Absolutely none. The only thing that occurred is a couple people got arrested for outstanding warrants in the city or county that they happened to be doing these illegal searches in the first place. What does it do, though? It shows the people that shut up, stand in line, open your bag, and do what you're told. It conditions us to have the brown shirts, the blue shirts in this case, standing there with the checkpoint set up, and we will capitulate to their demands. Yet, across the ocean where the terrorists are supposed to be, we, the people, are bending over backwards to not only fund them, but to arm them. It was just a few days ago our Congress decided our best course of action inside of Syria, even though it failed miserably in Libya, it failed miserably in Afghanistan, the best course of action for the American people inside of Syria is to arm the rebels. What's the news coming out today? The Syrian Military Council has taken an airport, a key airport in northern Syria near the border of Turkey. Now, who makes up the Syrian Military Council? You should know this because your government is about ready to arm these guys to the teeth. The Syrian Military Council is dominated by the same individuals who've been killing Americans and have caused us to go over and kill thousands of innocent civilians across this planet over the last decade. It's made up of members of Al-Qaeda. It's made up of members of Al-Nusra. These are the groups that are running the Syrian Military Council. This is the group that's going to benefit from the U.S. taxpayer not only shoveling funds, but arms to these individuals. See, we're not freeing the world. We're making a prison out of the world, namely the United States of America. You don't know what you can say on the internet. You don't know what's happening with your emails. You don't know what's happening with your physical mail. All you do know is anything you say can and will be used against you, regardless if it's constitutional or not. You don't believe me? Ask Michelle Catalona. She's a former Forbes journalist who happened to type a keyword search in Google for pressure cooker, and a few days later her husband did for backpack. A few days after that, a knock on the door, 6 Joint Terrorism Task Force members wanting to search their home and want to know why they are up to terrorist activity. How did they get this information? Nobody knows. If you think for 1 second that everything we say and everything that we do electronically isn't being monitored and pigeonholed and put away and looked at, then you are not living in reality. You're also not living in reality. We are not living in reality if we truly believe that the things that are happening right now, the destruction of our freedom, is going to somehow give us protection and safety from terror. We are living the results of a terror nation as it is right now. We're afraid to say anything. We're afraid to speak out. And if we do, we will answer to a jackbooted thug in one form or another. It's time to realize there is people benefiting from this destruction of freedom in the United States and the West and destabilization of the Middle East and the rest of the world. But it isn't the people. It isn't the free people of the world. It is a very, very select few of individuals, private individuals, inside the military-industrial complex, inside the power elite structure. They are who's benefiting, while we lose not only future wealth and future financial stability, but actual blood and treasure, prosecuting a canard, prosecuting a false war on terror that is stripping us of our freedom and empowering the true terrorists on this planet. Stories are attached. That's all I got.